20 fun Greek mythology facts. Zeus, the god of sky and thunder, was known as the king and father of the gods. According to the Greek myth, when Zeus saw Leda, a beautiful human and wife of King Tyndareus of Sparta, he became enamored and obsessed. Zeus transformed himself into a magnificent swan to seduce Leda. Dionysus is called twice-born because he was born from Semele and then, while she was dying, Zeus saved him by sewing him up in his thigh and keeping him there until he reached maturity. He then gave birth to Dionysus, thus making him twice-born. Pan was generally represented as a vigorous and lustful figure having the horns, legs and ears of a goat. In later art, the human parts of his form were much more emphasized. Medusa is best known for having hair made of snakes and for her ability to turn anyone she looked at to stone, literally to petrify. She definitely had bad hair days. Hermes, messenger of the gods, once stole Apollo's cattle as a baby. His excuse: he was just hungry. He slaughtered 2 of the cattle and sacrificed the meat to the gods, not keeping any for himself. He then hid the evidence of his crime by burning the carcasses of the animals and throwing his makeshift sandals in a river. Sisyphus, punished in the underworld by rolling a boulder uphill for eternity, definitely got the worst of the rock and roll lifestyle. Each day, when the boulder was nearly at the top of the hill, it was enchanted to roll down again, forcing Sisyphus to repeat the task again, completing. His task is not possible, but Sisyphus is nevertheless doomed to attempt it over and over again. Hades, god of the underworld, was known for his invisibility helmet, which came in handy when he needed some alone time. Hades, as the name implies, Hades owned the helmet. It was forged for him by elder Cyclopes after he and his brothers Zeus and Poseidon freed them from Tartarus. He then used this helmet to great effect during the Titanomachy and was instrumental in routing the Titans. Apollo, god of the sun, music and poetry, had a tragic love life. His attempts at romance usually ended in disaster or transformation. Apollo is noted for his adventurous love life. He took many lovers, both female and male. The most notable among them is the Spartan prince Hyacinthus and the naiad nymph Daphne. They, Minotaur, half man and half bull, was the result of a queen's unfortunate attraction to a majestic bull. Talk about a mood-eye situation. Daedalus then put Queen Pasiphae inside the structure and wheeled her into the meadow that her beloved bull grazed in. It was there that she met and laid with the bull, since the bull thought the wooden cow was real. It is from this union that the Minotaur was born. Narcissus fell in love with his own reflection and pined away until he turned into a flower. Clearly, self-love can be dangerous in mythology. A beautiful youth, son of Cephissus, the Boeotian river, and Liriope, a nymph. He loved no one till he saw his own reflection in water and fell in love with that. Finally, he pined away, died, and was turned into the flower of like name. Athena, goddess of wisdom, was born fully grown and armed from Zeus's forehead after he got a headache. Talk about a headache cure. Just like their mother, children of Athena are very eloquent and can be extremely persuasive. 14. Most children of Athena have blonde hair and grey eyes, though the only record of Athena's demigods having blonde hair with grey eyes was Annabeth. The Sirens, beautiful singers who lured sailors to their doom with their voices, were actually cursed by Athena for challenging her to a singing contest. Being part bird, they had unbelievably beautiful voices, which it was said that no person could resist. Merciless. The Sirens used their songs to lure sailors to the rocky shores of their home, where the sailors were drowned and eaten by the monsters. Arachne, a talented weaver, challenged Athena to a weaving contest and was transformed into a spider for her audacity. She had, in her arrogance over her art, been blind to the consequences of challenging the gods. Still in anger, Athens transformed Arachne into a spider, Arachne in Greek, proclaiming that Arachne and all her descendants would henceforth hang forever from threads and be skillful weavers. Zeus, despite being king of the gods, had a penchant for extramarital affairs. Even godly charm couldn't keep him out of trouble. Zeus and Hera are identified both as siblings and as husband and wife. Together, Zeus and Hera created 7 offspring, all of them divine and all featuring their own legends and stories. Hera, queen of the gods and Zeus's wife, was notorious for her jealousy and often punished Zeus's mistresses and illegitimate children. She could not punish him, so she would punish the lovers and the children produced from these affairs. She tried to prevent Leto from giving birth. She tricked Semele into her death, and she doggedly tortured Heracles throughout his life. Persephone, queen of the underworld, was abducted by Hades, but managed to strike a deal that allowed her to spend part of the year with her mother, Demeter. Persephone's abduction by Hades is mentioned briefly in Hesiod's Theogony and is told in considerable detail in the Homeric hymn to Demeter. Zeus, it is said, permitted Hades, who was in love with the beautiful Persephone, to abduct her, as her mother Demeter was not likely to allow her daughter to go down to Hades. Eros, the mischievous god of love, was known for his unpredictable arrows that could make anyone fall in love with the next person they saw. Eros, son of Aphrodite, was the personification of intense love desire, and he was depicted throwing arrows to people in order to hit their heart and make them fall in love. Hephaestus, the god of blacksmiths and craftsmen, was married to Aphrodite, the goddess of love and beauty, despite his less than ideal appearance. He protected, cared for, and kept alive the flame in the volcano, which was used for forging metal and other works of great skill. Hephaestus was the protector of craft makers and technical knowledge. For his crimes, Prometheus was punished by Zeus, who bound him with chains and sent an eagle to eat Prometheus' immortal liver every day, which then grew back every night. Years later, the Greek hero Heracles, with Zeus's permission, killed the eagle and freed Prometheus from this torment. The Hydra, a many-headed serpent, was one of Hercules' labors. Every time Hercules cut off one of its heads, 2 more would grow back. It was like a game of mythological whack-a-mole. Monster's haunt was the marshes of Lerna near Argos, from which he periodically emerged to harry the people and livestock of Lerna. Anyone who attempted to behead the Hydra found that as soon as one head was cut off, 2 more heads would emerge from the fresh wound.